Hello, my name is Diane. My pronouns are she, her. I am an undergraduate student at Arizona State University and I am studying history.
Hi, my name is Simmer. My pronouns are he, his. I'm also an undergraduate student at Arizona State University, and I'm studying kinesiology.
The title of our poster is Acculturative Family Distancing on Risky Behavior and Depressive Symptoms Moderated by Biculturalism in Latinx Youth. Latinx students experience elevated rates of depressive symptoms and risky behaviors when compared to their white counterparts. Cultural developmental theory suggests that ethnic minority youth experience unique stressors that cause maladaptation. However, there is also strengths-based work which make it clear that despite these stressors, ethnic minority youth find refuge in their own cultural values to protect themselves from these stressors. We investigated acculturative family distancing as one of those unique stressors. Acculturative family distancing, or AFD, can be defined as the distancing between parent and child due to differences in cultural values. Children of marginalized communities find themselves in a situation where the cultural practices at home are simply different from the cultural practices in their school climate. These unfamiliar encounters manifest themselves in holidays, languages, and food. In previous research, AFD has been linked to clinical depression and family conflict among Latinx and Asian families.
With this in mind, the first goal of our study was to test whether AFD operated as a risk factor for Latinx youth. Specifically, we hypothesized that AFD would be positively related to depressive symptoms and risky behavior. In line with strengths-based work that highlight the unique cultural assets ethnic minority youth have, the second goal of our study was to explore whether biculturalism moderated the relations between AFD, depressive symptoms, and risky behavior. Biculturalism is a psychological construct that captures the extent to which individuals internalize aspects of two cultures in their personal identity and can be categorized into three domains: advantage, which is the benefits one sees in living in a dual cultural environment; facilities, or the ease to which one responds to behavioral demands within their dual cultural context; and comfort, the feelings associated with one's capacity in navigating their dual cultural world. Based on this, we hypothesized that the three subsets of biculturalism will serve as a protective factor and mitigate the positive relation between AFD to depressive symptoms and risky behavior.
Participants in this study came from a mixed method study of 208 Latinx students and their parents recruited from middle schools across the Southwest. This study utilized data from 189 Latinx students who had complete data on all study variables. Students completed online surveys using Qualtrics. Key demographic information on the sample is shown on the poster. The measures we used were AFD, risky behavior, depressive symptoms, and biculturalism. Further information of these measures can be found on the poster. Study hypotheses were tested using linear regressions run in R, and significant interactions were probed using simple slope analyses.
Starting with goal 1, which focused on direct relations between AFD and outcomes, we found that AFD was positively associated with both risky behaviors and depressive symptoms. In other words, Latinx youth who reported higher levels of AFD also reported elevated levels of risky behavior and depressive symptoms. Results for goal 2 revealed significant interactions between AFD and bicultural comfort on risky behavior. As shown in the graph, simple slopes probing indicated that high levels of comfort mitigated the relationship between AFD and risky behavior. In other words, for youth who had high levels of comfort, their relation between AFD and risky behavior was reduced in strength, while youth who had low comfort relations between AFD and risky behavior were stronger.
This is the first study to examine biculturalism as a protective factor in the relationship between acculturative family distancing and risky behavior and depressive symptoms for Latinx youth. Consistent with past theory and our hypotheses, our study results indicate that AFD is one of those unique stressors that Latinx youth are vulnerable to. Additionally, consistent with strengths-based work and offering partial support to our hypotheses, our study shows that in spite of these stressors, aspects of youth cultures, such as biculturalism, can serve as protective factors, helping mitigate the effects of this stress. It could be that biculturalism comfort provides Latinx adolescents with a sense of security when navigating a dual cultural environment, which is why it protects them from the negative experiences associated with AFD. Results of our study also indicated that biculturalism comfort could be a key target for intervention. Schools can reinforce this by fostering accepting environments within the school climate and by implementing an academic curriculum which seeks to empower Latinx youth, promoting comfort in their own identity.
The study was limited to a sample of youth from a specific Southwest region in the US and cannot be generalized to all Latinx students. The cross-sectional nature of the study is also a limitation in that we cannot assess direction of effects. Future work should evaluate relations over time. Yet our study highlights both the impact of unique stress processes and the unique cultural assets present in marginalized communities and offers biculturalism as a potential new intervention target. In closing, we would like to thank our funders, the WT Grant, our team at the Voices Project for their mentorship and guidance. We would also like to thank SRCD for providing us this opportunity to present our research, and most importantly, the families and students who took their time to share their voice with us. We look forward to your questions. Thank you.
Thank you.